One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing the new Broadway musical Real Women Have Curves, with music and lyrics by Joy Huerta and Benjamin Velez, book by Lisa Loomer with Nell Benjamin, based on the play by Josefina Lopez and HBO's film of the same name, written by Josefina Lopez and George LaVoo, directed and choreographed by Sergio Trujillo, running at the James Earl Jones Theater at 138 West 48th Street in New York. Hem up your skirts and head on over to my Patreon page where you can, for as little as $1 a month, support my work here as well as my classic cinema podcast, Yesterday's Matinee. Patrons get early access to the latest podcast episode as well as early quick reviews of shows I review here. Thank you to my current patrons, especially my Neo and Hamilton tier patrons, and welcome to the new ones. Links to my Patreon and podcast pages will be in the description. A beautiful testament to women finding power and possibility through each other, Real Women Have Curves is a stand-up and cheer musical that will have people dancing their way home with singable numbers and a fantastic ensemble. Set in a sweatshop in 1987 in the Boyles Heights neighborhood of Los Angeles, Real Women Have Curves is about Anna, played by Tatiana Cordoba, the only woman in the shop born in the United States, who has received a scholarship to attend Columbia University. Being the only legal citizen of the group, which includes her mother, Carmen, played by Justina Machado, father Raul, played by Mauricio Mendoza, and her sister Estela, played by Florencia Cuenca, she has the liberty to make this transition for herself without issue, but her mom doesn't want her daughter leaving the family and moving across the country. Meanwhile, Estela and Carmen are swamped at the shop to produce 200 dresses in 3 weeks, at risk of losing the contract completely if they don't finish the order on time. There is also a crackdown of undocumented immigrants, and INS, the Immigration and Nationalization Service, basically the U.S.'s version of ICE at the time, is raiding businesses in the area, taking undocumented immigrants to send back across the border. Anna, who is interning for a local newspaper over the summer, meets and falls in love with Henry, played by Mason Reeves, who happens to be going to Wesleyan in Connecticut, another thing she is afraid her parents won't approve of. Real Women Have Curves could have been a simple, soulless play/film musical adaptation, satisfying the fans of the play or film versions with spotlighted scenes and leaving it at that. But thankfully, we get something that has real depth and dimension to its characters. Anna may be the protagonist, and we get a beautiful performance by Cordoba, but the rest of the cast have their own varying degrees of depth and development. Carmen could easily be a woe-is-me stereotype mother, but her concerns are deeper than that, and we feel her fears as she worries about feeding the family, keeping the shop open, and protecting her daughter from the world around her. These issues aren't left surface level. We get a sensitive look at her real fears. It's smart writing by Huerta, Velez, Loomer, and Benjamin, and Justina Machado is sensitive to the character and never pushes things too far that we want to have Anna turn her back to her. This is a musical about family and perseverance, and they balance the conflict just right so as not to damage the family unit too much. To push it any further would be disingenuous to who the characters are and the world they live in. That isn't to say there aren't more serious issues to address. Ines ends up detaining one of Anna's friends from the shop, and she has to face a horrible choice as to whether or not she is going to save her and keep her in the country. The songs are excellent. The titular Real Women Have Curves, a song of affirmation that the women sing in the second act, had women of all ages in the audience on their feet cheering the afternoon I was in attendance. Henry and Anna's second act song, Doing It Anyway, may be the most awkwardly funny song about losing one's virginity I've ever heard, and Cordoba and Reeves are adorable in their bumbling journey of self-discovery. Arnulfo Maldonado has created some gorgeously colorful sets that frame the stage, mixed with the grimy, steaming, hot reality of the sweatshop, and Wilberth Gonzalez and Paloma Young's costumes capture the world-weary nature of the women in their day-to-day lives, while also presenting brilliant, colorful dresses that they make, creating a brutal dichotomy of who they are versus who they work for. The original Real Women Have Curves play premiered in 1990, and it's a terrible shame that the issues addressed in the play are still being debated today about the treatment of undocumented immigrants. These women are all just trying to survive. None of them are thugs, as some would want us to believe. They are just trying to get food on the table while working in horrible conditions for below-standard wages, all while trying not to be thrown out of the country. They're good people, just trying to live their best lives. There is no clearer statement to what the reality is versus what is being peddled by some politicians and pundits. It's a beautiful, touching, affirming musical with catchy Latin melodies and rhythm that'll get you on your feet and cheer. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Real Women Have Curves, I'll leave a link in the description where you can get tickets. Also in the description will be links to my Patreon and podcast pages, as well as my social media handles where you can support my work. You can also support me by liking and sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be the off-Broadway production of Ceremonies in Darkhold Men. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.